Okay, hello everyone. My name's Phương, and today I will imitate a rule number 1 of AJ Ho about speaking English fluently. Okay, and let's start. Hi, I'm AJ Ho, the director of Effortless English, and welcome to the free 7 rules email course. And today is rule 1. Now, rule 1 is learn English phrases, not individual words. Yeah, this one, just like all the other rules, is very simple, very easy. And like the other rules, this rule is very, very powerful. So simple, so powerful. What is the rule? The rule is always learn phrases, not individual words. So simple. So a phrase is a group of words. It's not you can have a whole sentences, but it's just even a part of a sentences. So for example, let's say you have a word hate, H-A-T-E, hate, and you want to learn this new word. You can just write down the word hate, and then you find in your dictionary the meaning, and you memorize hate. Think that's the kind of textbook way in the school way, right? And in school you probably remember a lot of individual words. You have those big vocabulary list. You're trying to memorize all of them, try to remember all these individual single words. It's not a good way to learn much better if you learn phrase, a group of words.
And where do you find these phrases?
You find these phrases in the Real English podcast that you're listening to, in the Real English storybooks that you're reading. So you don't memorize a list in a book. No. You listen to Real English, and when you hear new words, you write down. Or when you're reading a storybook and you see a new word, you write down. But not just write down that word. You want to write down the whole phrases or sentence, all of them. So instead of saying hate, you just write down hate. You would write down John hates ice cream. You write down the whole phrases. Why do we do this? What's the power of phrases? Well, phrases give you a lot of information, much more information. Number 1 is easier. Phrases are easier to memorize because they have meaning. They have a kind of picture of story, especially when you get them from something that you're reading or listening to. You will remember it. John hates ice cream. You remember the whole story. You remember who John is, you remember that he hates ice cream, and then you remember he hates it. He didn't like all, so you have all the extra piece of information. All this extra information helps you remember the meaning of the phrases and the meaning of the words. So it helps your memory much easier to remember. Number 2, there's a bonus. When you learn phrases, you are learning grammar. You're not only learning a single word, an individual word. You're learning grammar. You're learning how to use that word correctly. You don't need to think about the grammar. You don't need to know the rules. It's automatic. This is another way that native speakers learn English, grammar. Because when we're children, we learn with phrases. We learn groups of words, not just one word by one word by one word. Word by word is slow and it doesn't help you. And don't learn any grammar. But when you learn the whole phrase, you write down the phrase. You are getting extra information. Maybe you don't know what, but if you're just, for example, John hates ice cream.
John hates. You know from grammar study that
John hates. From grammar study that you're making the subject verb agree. You don't need to think about that. Just write down the phrase John hates ice cream and study it and review it always. Learn the phrases, not just learn single words. So if you say he hates ice cream, she hates ice cream, you will add that s, that right? Because that's how you learned it, or you learn it correctly. You learn it from phrases. On the other hand, if you learn it from a textbook, you just learn the word hate means does not like, and you only learn that form hate, and you study and you memorize it. That's when you start making mistakes, because you learned it only this one way. So you didn't learn it. Sometimes you say he hates ice cream, you will forget the s because you never learned it correctly in a sentence, in a phrase. If this is a very simple rule in the course every day, important every time you find the new words, always write down the phrases or the sentences. When you review that word again, and when you study it again, always study in entire phrases or sentences. Never study just the word, always the whole phrase. Do this every time. Your grammar will begin to improve. It will improve much faster, and you remember the vocabulary faster and more easily, and you will use that vocabulary more quickly. So you get a lot of great benefits. A lot of great stuff happens when you learn phrases instead of words. So phrases, learn them. I hope you enjoyed rule number 1. Use this rule. Now your homework is to get a little phrase notebook. So when you find new English vocabulary in a lesson and in something you're listening to, in a book, in an article, write down the phrases, not just one word. Write down the entire whole phrases that you learn and review that again and again. And each day you will create a note full of phrases, full of sentences, not individual words, never individual words. Okay, so that's rule 1. Tomorrow you will get another email with rule number 2. So see you tomorrow.